This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 870. I am Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast. We've been around since 1999. With me this week, we have, from some hotel room in some random place, we have Diecast.
On Valentine's Day again.
So, for those who haven't been around for a while, we would do a Toy Fair live stream, and Toy Fair usually took place around Valentine's Day. And Diecast was our correspondent at Toy Fair every year. So he basically missed every Valentine's Day for the podcast, and now he's missing it for work. Your wife can't blame it on us this time.
No.
Yeah.
I miss Toy Fair.
Yeah, me too. That's Rob.
Yeah.
Matt.
Hello.
Chris.
Yes, it is.
And Donald.
Hello.
Hello. So, man, I'll be honest with you. This week I am dragging. Just need some coffee. I need to, hopefully, if I swig it. Is swig an actual word? If
Yes.
I sip it during the show.
Swig is acceptable.
Yeah.
So, you know what else is dragging this week, Brian? Hasbro's revenues.
Oh, God. 20%. They lost, this quarter, was it like $1 billion?
For the last 3 months of 2023, Hasbro lost $1.06 billion or $7.64 per share, drastically wider than the year-ago losses. I'm reading this directly off of CNBC right now.
Yeah, this doesn't bode well.
No, it does not.
I don't see, I'm not a financial analyst. I am a fan of Hasbro's products, but I don't have access to their books or anything like that. But based on what I'm seeing as a
layperson, this looks very bad.
It looks very bad. I'm not seeing any turnaround on this. Did their CFO or their CEO indicate that they expect some kind of turnaround? I know they said that they are downgrading their performance for the year, or they're like dropping their forecast.
They haven't said anything past that, so it's kind of gone unanswered.
Yeah, the only quote from their CFO just is her going over the steps that they were taking already to try to amortize the losses that they had predicted, which they have far exceeded those predictions now with this last report. So, yeah, from what is here, there is not any statement on what they plan to do now to try to make this better still.
To add some levity to this, my company's CFO used to be my boss. He was my boss's boss, but I worked very closely with him. And the first time I ever met him, I was in a meeting with him, and he did it around the room and asked everybody, who they are, what they did. And I'm like, yeah, and I collect toys. And he's like, oh, you collect toys? So you're like, this is in a meeting in front of everybody. So you're like Steve Carell in that movie, the 40-year-old, and then he just realized what he was about to say, and he just like went white face, like. And I'm like, no, not like that.
No, I'm like the dad in the Lego movie.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, this is not good news for not good news for Hasbro.
No.
Hopefully it can't be good news for the employees, but hopefully people aren't going to be impacted by this more than.
Yeah, I mean they just issued a round of layoffs in December. Like, hopefully they are going to not jump right back into doing that again immediately here.
Mm-hmm.
Their plan right now, abstract as it is to cut $750 million in expenses, and like the cynical who are familiar with business practices will, acknowledge that usually when they say that, the first place they're going to look is, how many more employees can we make redundant?
Yeah.
But there's only so many people.
That's right. That's right.
That you can let go when you need to run lean. And, I understand this is a time, obviously, that you need to run lean. and hopefully everything gets better, and then you can start adding people as you go again.
Yeah, there are other ways to like you cut costs in other ways. You can raise prices. There are
You
other
could sell off a couple assets that you're not currently using.
Power Rangers.
See, I don't know raising prices would really help right now because and I don't know, I'm speculating here. Maybe that's part of the reason.
I think that is part of the reason they're having problems is they're just stuff costs too much now.
Yeah, and it's not just their stuff that costs too much. And entertainment products are the first things you have to cut from your budget when you don't have enough money to go around.
Right. And I'm not saying their price hikes aren't justified based on their costs going up for everything. And I'm not bashing Hasbro. Please don't think that I'm doing that. But
it's not bashing. It's kicking while they're down. That's what this is.
Yeah, but Diecast isn't doing that to Hasbro this time because this isn't the HasLab project we're talking about.
This is true.
No,
I'm just saying.
Okay,
there's things do go up, and then people have to make decisions whether if it was $10, maybe I can buy two. If it's $20, maybe I can, or $25, maybe I can only buy one or buy every other one, or whatever the case may be.
I know that as the prices have gone up, I have gotten more selective about what Transformers I buy, but also I think on my part, that's also just a little bit of burnout. It's like I don't need to own every single one of these anymore.
Yep.
One thing I do, just to keep it more or less on topic, one thing I am hoping that does not happen as they look for ways to cut costs is to cut them too severely in terms of materials, because I keep thinking back to that period where like that transitional phase in the early 2010s where the materials they were using shifted slightly and the designs were not really there yet to go with how they were doing things now, and it made for some very frustrating toys. So just on a very, very specific and personal level, I really hope they don't go that road again.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were at BotCon 2012 and they were previewing the first wave toys for 2013. They had those first three Fall of Cybertron toys, and they had Prime Robots in Disguise Arachnid on display, and those toys were half the size of the other equivalent price point toys in that case, and the tags on them showed the like $1 or $2 price increase that the toys were going to get when those waves came out. And I was seriously taken aback by that, seeing that announcement in the moment like that. And I agree, like I don't think it's unlikely we might see something like that happen again. I hope we don't. But, if they're looking to cut costs and they don't want to, or there just isn't more employees that they can cut for an easy immediate cost cutting here, like I don't know where else they might take it from.
Luckily, it's not our job to know, so.
Yeah.
Now, I do kind of want to take it off topic for just a second.
You have 1 second.
Does this
time's up
put them in a better position to be bought by another company? Because we always talk about mergers and acquisitions.
Better position is a relative term because I'm certain they don't want to be bought. They would rather, so a better position for them if they wanted to sell would be for their value to be way up, so the purchase price is way up.
Well, yeah.
It does potentially put them at risk for someone to come in and buy out all of the shares, Elon Musk style or Toys R Us style, and then
I don't like either of those options.
Me neither.
I'm just saying, basically what I'm thinking would now be the time for Disney to go in and be like, listen, you need us, and we're going to make this company profitable again and purchase it.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know that Disney. I don't think that would be something that Disney would necessarily want to do.
Yeah, I don't know if Disney wants to be in the toy business, but
right, they probably don't. It's safer for them, especially with what we're seeing right now. It's safer for a company like Disney to contract or license its properties to established toy makers and let them assume a lot more of the risk with
Yeah.
manufacturing and distributing toys than to have that be in-house under their umbrella and with them ultimately being financially responsible for the shortfalls of that. It is in its scale the same as Hasbro licensing out things like model kits, non-transforming figures, all of that secondary stuff to companies like Flame Toys or Super 7. Um, diversify the brand's products that are out there, but with a much reduced risk where, for the most part, you're just bringing money in for that and not putting money out while you're doing
Yeah,
it.
the risk is oversaturating your brand, but that's a risk that they would be willing to take, I would imagine.
I mean, one of the possibility, it's not a huge amount of money, and it would require a great deal of faith in the company's upper management. But considering what we have heard that some of their upper executives with these bonuses and stuff they get, if they, as I mentioned before, if they take a page from Nintendo's book and refuse or return those bonuses, which I'm
They
sure
won't.
they won't.
Okay.
But
I
I'm
mean,
just
Don,
I'm just saying.
in the rainbows and ponies world that we would all like to live in,
I
and
know,
that
I
you
know.
especially
I'm
try to
just
look
saying.
for in everything. Like, the ideal thing would be for the executives to not take those massive salaries in the first place, let alone the
Yeah,
bonuses,
that's
and work on a scale comparable to the employees who actually do work for the company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if this is a
Unfortunately, we are in a capitalistic society, and no thanks.
yeah.
So
So
anyway,
let's move
speaking
on.
of capitalism,
Yeah. So
and
Omega Prime, 11,591.
Diecast. Yeah. Do you have your show notes open?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, as Brian just said, there are 11,591 backers currently. Do you remember how many were needed to fund it?
I believe 10,000.
So what you're saying is it's already fully funded
It's already fully funded. I
in
am
2
one of
weeks.
those people.
In 2 weeks.
I am
And
one of
You're
those
two
and
of
it's
those
like
people.
it's halfway to the Master Sword unlock, I believe.
I will agree, or I will stay, that it has surprised me how quick it has funded, because I don't know that Star Saber or Death Source funded this quick.
Not this quickly, no.
This is a highly nostalgic brand for a lot of people. Whether you're a middle-aged dude like us, a lot of people got back into Transformers thanks to car robots.
I was one of those people.
Yes, or I was not. Or
I
a
was.
young person who this was like an early exposure to Transformers for you. Plus, it's an Optimus Prime. So this was going to fund quickly.
It's the Optimus Prime from the one series that they can't reproduce
It would be nice
cartoon
if
wise.
to,
Yeah.
It would be nice if to accompany this release they were able to free up the rights to car robot / robots in disguise so they could re-release it in some manner. But I'm not hoping for total miracles here.
I
No.
wonder though, I wonder if they could arrange through whoever they would distribute with Shout or someone to do a subtitled release of car robots. Like
That's possible.
the dub audio itself would be bound up, but the rights to car robots with subtitles in the Japanese audio might be something that they could still work with.
Yeah, I'm certain. I mean, it would just be a matter of working out the license for it.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely happy that the people who want this are going to be able to get this.
Yeah, and you're two of those
Yeah.
people. I am thinking about canceling my backing of this. I'm just not interested. I've basically lost all interest. I'm happy for those people who want it, like you, Don, and a lot of the folks out there. But I just don't. It just isn't.
I still haven't put in any kind of backing for it or anything like that. I like the way it looks, but I don't know if it fits in my collection or not. So
Yeah.
I still have a month to decide.
Yeah. I think I said before that for myself, just I have the original Fire Convoy and I like that toy. I know it's got a lot of various aspects that are not necessarily how you do things on Transformers before or since generally. But I'm fine with it the way it is. And even the new God Magnus doesn't really do it for me, so I'm perfectly fine with just keeping what I've got.
Since it's doing so well, can they throw in some mini cons?
We can
Well,
but hope.
Well, we said Diecast that they did the surprise mini cons for Death Saurus because it did so well. I mean, and
that
I'm
was
not
also to tie into Victory Saber from before because they just finished
Yeah.
that full
Right.
minicon team.
right, but again, as I said back when we were discussing this, they could do mini cons in the Spy Changer colors. It's not the
They could do lots
ideal.
of stuff, Don.
Yeah,
They could.
I know.
I think
They could also, not lose 20% of their valuation or whatever happened. I
Yeah.
think they're probably not in the best position to do something like that right now.
Is the
Alas.
HasLab team safe, or did
Oh
like
boy, I hope so.
is this the last
I would say the
one?
HasLab team is safe because I mean these are funded per unit by unit, so that's
Yeah, and given that the Transformers and Ghostbusters HasLabs both seem to have been doing, very well, I would imagine they're about as safe as anybody can be at Hasbro
Yeah, I
right
mean,
now.
who knows if it is a team? It could be a document. This is how you post a HasLab.
I mean, so at some point in the last year or 18 months, maybe 2 years, what is time anymore? The fire would be burned. No, there was talk about that there was going to be formed like a stable set HasLab team within
Team, yeah.
Hasbro who maybe wouldn't be doing like all the design work person, but would be overseeing the projects and making sure, that things work out better. And like you can't really deny HasLabs for the last couple of years have been mostly successful. There's still been the odd outlier like that dumb car, which was never going to go anywhere. But
Star Wars had a rough year.
Yeah.
Star Wars, I think, is just doing kind of rough in general. The HasLab is a symptom of that, but like Star
I mean,
Wars
their
overall is just
last
not
one,
doing well
their
in
last one
merchandising.
funded. Yeah, their last one funded, but that lightsaber and the Rancor before it were a mess.
Yeah. But I mean, I think whoever is overseeing the HasLab stuff has kind of figured out where the sweet spots are lying with this, and at least for a while, still HasLab is probably pretty safe.
So
I mean,
what's
honestly, what I probably would have did if I were at Hasbro is I would have said, okay, I need one person from the Transformers team, one person from the GI Joe team, one person from
Well, yeah,
Star
you
Wars
you put a
team.
you put a committee together.
Yeah. You're the HasLab team,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not their full-time job. It's just
Right. Yeah, it's
yeah.
a committee.
yeah,
Yeah.
so what's the opposite of like taking a drink on the show? Do you like have to spit something out if I
Spit take. Yeah.
So I just canceled my Omega Prime pre-order.
Okay, so 11,590.
Yeah, so like it's not I don't hate it, and I might change my mind on this, but I'm just so bored with it. I just if I have like FOMO or something toward the end, I might go in and do that and re up it. But right now, I would think I'd rather just save the $250.
Like I have a little FOMO over Deathsaurus currently, but not so much so that I'm sitting here like regretting that I chose not to back it when it came out. And I really feel like with Omega Prime, if I have any FOMO, it's going to be the same thing. Like, no, I made the right decision at the time to not back that because I don't know, what I would do with it, where it would go in my collection or anything. But like, it looks pretty cool in people's pictures, and I'd sure love to like, have the opportunity to mess with one. I think that's the kind of FOMO I'm having with Deathsaurus.
Like I am still perfectly fine with my decision to skip out on Unicron.
Oh, so JT Prime says he's got $5 on you rebacking Omega Prime.
I personally,
Safe
I
bet.
personally wouldn't.
I'll
bet.
take that.
Yeah, I probably will. It's like I would say it's like 85% likely that I'll re-up it at the end. I'm like, what am I doing? But for this moment right now, I'm at peace with it.
Yeah.
Just for myself in terms of Deathsaurus and Victory Saber, I like them. I got them because of the FOMO thing, because I never got the originals of those, obviously, and it's kind of they always looked cool, and I wanted to have them. And with each of them, I took them out of the box once. I checked everything. I transformed them once. I went, oh, that's neat, and they went back in the box, and that's where they live now.
Yeah, I took Victory Saber out of the box once, got really sad at it, and put it back in the box, and it's under my bed right
Well,
now.
the thing is about those HasLabs, they're drastically different than the original toy, and I
Yeah.
have the original toys, and I can
Mhm.
value them both independently.
Yeah.
This just looks
yeah.
like the original toys to me. So
Yeah,
like,
and
Yeah.
for you, that's an issue, but I mean, not
Yeah.
everybody has those original toys.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, it's like the Missing Link Convoy. I have multiple G1 Optimus Primes. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, that ships at the end of the month. I'm
yes,
looking
it
forward
does.
to it.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I canceled my pre-order.
But I will say, like, if you did the spit take, I am right now looking at Artfire 2000 to see if there's anything I don't have.
All
that
right,
I
suck it
want.
back in.
But yeah, I mean, there's also something to be said, even if you have the original toy for a larger, revised and upgraded edition. But just I feel like my attachment to that toy is so wrapped up in that specific toy that I an upgrade would be nice, but I also don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
The one thing that gets me about this is it's so very close to the original toy. We know we're getting like RID Sideburn upcoming in Generations at some point because it's basically based off Shadow Striker. That is not super accurate to the original toy, so they are not going to look right together.
I mean, it is still
That's
possible. Sorry.
But that's kind of what is keeping me from backing Omega Prime is it doesn't really fit in with anything.
Yeah, so they need to show us Sideburn right now for that very reason. Because if people know that there's that coming, and especially if they do more retooling on it than we expect, and the vehicle mode actually does look correct, I think that would help to motivate a little bit more backing on Omega Prime. Just to know that it's not going to be sitting out there isolated with, just tow line hanging out next to it from, where people pick those up for $5 at a thing called Dirt Cheap.
And that's what, maybe that I didn't articulate it properly the last time when I said that, I didn't think it was a
real HasLab,
a decent
I believe your
HasLab
words.
or a real HasLab is because I felt it wasn't that much different than what I already had on my shelf compared to what, Death Source was and
And,
stuff like that.
Again, what you have on your shelf. Not
Yeah.
everybody has the same
Right.
toys.
And the
Right.
thing, this is a thing we're going to be running into with any kind of tribute toys to stuff from that era. The only reason the Armada updates sort of work is because the Armada toys were designed so differently from toys before and after that. Getting toys that are, normally articulated, and especially if they're styled more to look like their animation counterparts, that still leaves them a mark of distinction, even if you have the original Armada toys. You can have then the gimmick platform toys that a lot of us really loved, and you can have representations of what they look like in the show and able to move and do the same kind of things. With the Robots in Disguise stuff, especially, those were just Beast Wars era engineering toys, and like we saw with Kingdom, you can kind of go sideways from that, or you can go down from that. There's not really that much of a way to go up. Original toys were. We've got the modern articulation model that started with Siege that everything's kind of adhering to, which is a whole other thing that I have opinions on, which is not suited for this conversation. But you can enhance the articulation a little bit, but you're not gonna get more than like inches of gain for the effort put in. And yeah, I understand that for that reason in particular, the appeal for this is not going to be there for everybody. Anyway, I think Brian wants to move on by the way his eyebrows are twitching.
No, I'm trying to decide if I want to get another.
You do.
Okay, I'm moving on.
So anyway, we got the announcement and stock photos for MPG-08 Yamabuki, which is another Dr. Yellow style redeco and maybe slight retool of one of the previous train bots.
Yuki Kaze.
Yeah, that.
So were they just doing all these train bots in yellow? Is that what's basically going on?
That's
Sun
going to
a few
be
years time.
That's going to be really unfortunate once you get that combiner put together.
Yeah.
It was all yellow.
But well, I mean, hopefully they just name the combiner Dr. Yellow and be done with it. That would be
They
nice.
very well might. Like, that's I was gonna say it's a weird name, but like, we had Micromaster trains from back then called things like Allen.
Oh yeah.
So I and Discharge, which
And I believe Joe was one as well.
yes, Joe. There was a Joe.
And the train bots did, show up in the headmaster, so I could see Dr. Yellow, living on Spaceship Bruce. It would not be that much of a stretch.
You're
Yeah,
making
I
me
think
wa-
I was-
you're making me want this to happen, Rob.
I think I was more interested when there was just one yellow train and it was the center combiner to, maybe swap it out, make it a little different. Now I'm like, I
I'd be
don't
more
care.
interested if it was actually yellow and didn't just look like somebody took a Shoki and a Yukikaze and left him sitting out in the sun for a month.
Or in a heavy smoker's house, yeah. Because there is some tobacco stain color to that, I think.
It is
Yeah.
A
pretty gross
little
looking.
bit.
It's
I mean,
gross
I'm not
looking.
spending another $1,000 on yellow trains.
I canceled my MPG06.
Why? You have all the other ones.
They're going on eBay this week.
There
Good.
you go.
Get that monkey off your back.
They're going on eBay plus some other masterpiece that I happen to have still in the box.
Wouldn't it be better to put them on eBay as a set though, with the nice box and the
No.
No, it will probably be easier to move them individually than as a single, necessarily high-priced auction for the set. So
it would be high priced, wouldn't it?
it sure would.
Yeah.
Even if all Brian wanted to do was get out the money he put in back, that would still be an expensive listing.
What I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out on how to manage or how to manage all this, getting rid of like masterpiece toys, which ones I want to keep, which ones I want to part with, and then all the damned accessories. And masterpiece toys sometimes have very teeny tiny accessories
Mhm.
that they're
I-
not paired together.
I
Oh,
can't get
dear.
rid of any of my masterpiece toys. I never even got rid of any of my masterpiece boxes.
I got rid of most of my boxes. Fortunately, I kept some.
Most of my Masterpiece toys are back in their Masterpiece boxes right now.
Yeah.
Except for the Diaclone stuff. They rule.
Yeah, I think the masterpiece wise, I'm keeping MPO1, both versions, the Hasbro and the Takara, Grimlock, MP36 Plus, and maybe nothing else.
Oh,
What's
you have to
36
keep
plus?
it. Toy Megatron.
Yeah.
You have to keep a skids. I don't
Hey,
care.
Skids.
I don't care which deco. Just keep one of the
So
skids.
skid. Okay, so skids, Soundwave, because I got that from Dawn.
Ah.
And MP10. And I think that's probably going to be it.
I
I
think
mean, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I think you should keep at least one of the Dotson brothers if you. I mean, just because that is a good looking
All right,
mold.
blue streak, silver
Hmm.
streak, whatever. Because that's
maybe.
the prettiest that design ever gets to look.
Yeah.
True.
No, I mean, like, Masterpiece became something that I don't think it was ever intended to be when the project was pitched, and it becoming like a completion make them all collect them all kind of line is just, it's not really in the spirit of what Masterpiece originally was. Like, you buy a masterpiece of a toy or a character that matters to you. You don't try to buy every single everything. The mistake was putting sequential numbers on those
Yes.
toys. That's where they went wrong.
Yeah, I have every one except for the different versions of MPO4. And I don't have like the original Starscream to that deco. But I think I have basically everything else.
I still only have MPO1.
You're smarter than me. Okay, let's see here. Stock photos of Origins Wheeljack. I'll get this.
Oh yeah. So like, we were aware this is a Voyager, right?
Yeah.
Sort of. Conceptually.
Yeah, no, just when these pictures came out, or sometime right around that, there just seemed to be statements of surprise going around, even in our Discord, that this was going to be a $35 toy. It's like, it's designed to have a Bumblebee crammed into the back of it.
Yeah,
That you're not getting that in a
we-
deluxe.
We knew it was going to be a Voyager because it fits Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't know originally it was going to fit Bumblebee, but like we found out pretty soon after that they
Yeah.
were planning to do that. No, like this, it's going to be a hot rod basically. A very close to deluxe size toy. It's got it's got the blast shield piece that turns into the little street deal if you want it to, and like some extra accessories. Like they're doing the very same thing, boosting the parts count with that to fill the value, but like it needs that Voyager price point parts count to be able to become the big hollow solid box, or fully closed hollow box.
Yeah.
I get, but like looking at the pictures of it and the relative size, like I guess it is kind of easy to forget, like, yeah, that's not supposed to be a deluxe. That is a Voyager toy. But I want it so much.
Yeah, well, seeing as it's a Target exclusive, I believe still, and probably packed one solid case, it won't be $35 for long.
True. Still need that jazz.
Oh yeah, so like right there, Blader says, "Wait, Wheeljack is a Voyager?"
Yeah.
Radio.net/Discord.
Yep.
I thought we always knew it was a Voyager.
I didn't originally.
I mean, we've known since we saw the pictures, which
didn't-
was a month ago or more.
Yeah, I didn't really put a lot of thought into it, but just thinking about how much vehicle mode they had to put onto that figure, I should have thought so.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they will try to shoehorn in anything else to this like origin subline after this, because like we're kind of technically we have Tetrajets already from Siege, even though they're not quite
Good.
kind of exactly right.
And you could try Lamppost Soundwave, even though the Siege one was kind of supposed to do that anyway. But
Right.
yeah, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah.
So-
I think they're done, especially because the buzzworthy Bumblebee is going to be done, and that's kind of what these were,
well, this isn't.
put into.
Yeah, this doesn't even have the
so-
buzzworthy packaging anymore. So
Yeah.
This is just plain old legacy. So Eric, who we were looking for before, said
Oh,
that
hi,
he's
Eric.
pretty sure that we knew from listings months before the picks. I didn't remember that. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I just assumed from the get-go that it was going to be a deluxe.
I look at the rumor lists and I do appreciate, JT Prime keeping us posted on these things, definitely, but until I see pictures, none of this stuff actually becomes real to me,
Yes,
so.
that is where I'm at.
There's that, and like also the information drops tend to come in such large bursts anyway. Like it's hard to make a specific point of detail stick in your head when you're absorbing all of that at once. I mean, that's at least what I'm finding, but I'm 40 now, so it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
I was talking to Rob's brother just last night about that too. Like somewhere in my brain, I never stopped being 23.
Mhm.
So at this point in my life, I'm a 23-year-old living in the beginning to fail body of a middle-aged man, and it's just I'm having a really hard time kind of reconciling and like accepting the reality of that. Like it's just harder and harder to do simple things that just a few years ago it's like, yep, that's all good.
I'm
Mhm.
a 12-year-old with 2 kids and a knee that needs to be replaced. That's where I'm at right now.
Fine, just fine. One up me, see if I care.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Behind the scenes on Sandstorm. Who posted the pictures?
Mark,
Mark. So they're gonna be awesome.
they are, yes.
Yeah.
So, what we learned from this, Sandstorm has the rubberized PVC tires like Beachcomber does.
Okay.
Presumably it does not come with a parrot. Also, like Beachcomber.
It does come with a cage if you want to put the parrot in it, though.
Yeah, well, I think that parrot would be able to fly through those bars. Unfortunately, you need like
No.
really tight spacing.
Not if you don't tell it.
Yeah.
Judging by the pictures, though, you can fit a rewind or an eject in it.
Oh,
Just
cool.
barely. They do stick out a little bit. It's a small cage. But yeah, you can definitely get a little something in there. Since that's being presented like a rescue cage, if you have like Mega Constructs little minifigures, those would be just about the right size to sit those in there similarly to rewind and eject.
Mm-hmm. This looks really good.
It really does. I'm still kind of floored that they've made a triple changer that looks this good in all three modes, even in the official photos. Like, I don't think any of the previous triple changers managed to look good in all of their modes in the official photos, even, when they're trying to uh take pictures from the most flattering angles possible.
Yeah, and I mean, in some of these, yeah, you can see a little bit of the car underneath the helicopter and a little bit of the helicopter on the back of the car. But I mean, it's a triple changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think they
Diecast
did
are
really
muted.
good.
So, question. Do I want a Mitten Box
Yes,
G1 Shockwave or a Mitten Box Astro Magnum?
you want both.
Astro Magnum,
That's
What's an
kinda like-
Astro Magnum?
the
It's-
precursor to Shockwave,
Yeah, it's
the
like-
pre-Transformers toy.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got an Astro Magnum. I just don't have one in the box.
Okay, but
Well, then
if
you
it
know what
was-
you need to do.
Yeah.
if it was me and I had to pick one or the other, it would absolutely be the Astro Magnum.
Okay, I am leaning that direction. Okay, sorry. Let's see here.
Diecast, were you trying to have a comment about Sandstorm while you were muted?
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I
so
want
does
it.
this Astro
Yeah.
Magnum. Okay.
So pre-orders for Legacy United Wave 2 are supposed to go up sometime in March. So that would
Okay.
include Sandstorm.
Cool.
And Sandstorm is a leader, right?
Correct.
Yes.
But probably still not far off of Voyager size.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be Voyager sized.
Yeah.
5-pack Wheeljack pictures. More Wheeljack.
So we can see the vehicle mode here, good views of the robot mode.
I really wish he had more paint in vehicle mode.
Yeah, so like
That is a white wedge.
I've been kind of studying on that, and like based on what he looks like in the cartoon in vehicle mode, there's not a lot to play with there. Especially to get the green blocks right for the robot mode. I think repro labels, toy hacks can probably do a little bit of something to get more green on the car without badly affecting what the robot looks like. I don't know what they could really do for like the sides or back end of the car without making
even
the robot look wrong.
even the vents over the back window should be like a grayish, like just something to break it up. But
Yeah, it needs more contrast. Like I
Yeah.
absolutely do not disagree with that. Just there's not a whole lot of wiggle room for them here while trying to stick to the idea of make this look like a cartoon deco.
Yeah.
Because
but
that's
I'll
the
still get
problem
it
with,
anyway because it's in a 5-pack with 4 other things that I want. So.
and like it's the problem with doing G1 cartoon decos on the toys. Like those are necessarily simplistic in every way, and I saw people point out correctly as I refresh myself that the anime version Masterpiece Wheeljack basically had the same problem. It looked really bare and bland in car mode.
So I believe we're expecting pre-orders for this to go up on February 27th, which is as of this recording next Tuesday.
Okay. We'll be on the lookout for that then. Okay, so what do we want to guess the price point for this box set is going to be? 5 molds that have been run, various times each now. Do we think they are going to be, the full value of 5 modern deluxes, $25 each, and this is going to be $124.99 SRP box set? Or do you think they are going to cut us a break because these are rerun molds 5 times over? And it's just going to be, $99.99 or maybe even $89.99 if we're really lucky.
I don't think we're going to be that lucky. I think if they cut anything off, I think we're still looking at like 115, 120.
Yeah, I think 119. That number is not, unimaginable. 109, 110, 109 is just a weird number.
Mhm.
So there's some psychology when it comes to pricing things.
Yes.
That's an odd one. $99 seems like it's a pretty drastic cut to me.
That's taking the cost of
It's
one
an
toy
entire
off
figure,
there.
Yeah.
If okay, so this is a selects thing. We expect this to go through fan channels. In the past, though, multi-packs have often kind of come under the some SRP of the contents. Not always, but in more than a few instances here. Um, like most notably that Troop Builder multi-pack, basically you got a free figure in that for what Target was selling it for. So there's not unprecedented. Um,
Oh yeah, I would love to see this come in around $100.
yeah, I mean, obviously, Target may have decided to take a smaller margin on that to, have that drive more traffic and sales into the stores on other things. But, I would like to think that they're going to, try to cut a better value on this because it is a bunch of well-worn molds at this point. That Wheeljack alone has gone through at least 4 different times. I think Hound might be the least run out of that, because the Earth mode tooling on that's only been detritus so far.
My guess was 109.99 before Brian told me
Yeah,
that
It could be.
109.99 was
Could
a bad
be.
price
It's
point.
just a weird number.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with Brian's perspective here. Like, if 109.99 is the number that they feel like they need to hit, they are probably going to put it at 119.99 for the psychological factor of it.
Yeah. It's like if it's 109, why isn't it just 100? It's kind of where my head is. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually it will be 100 when it starts to get clearanced.
If
Mhm.
it's a selects through fan channel, it might be a long time before we see clearance pricing on that.
JT Prime saying it's 160 Canadian, whatever, we don't know the US
Well,
price point yet. Not that
okay,
it's not that it would be a straight up
no, but it's at least something to talk
comparable.
about. 160 Canadian is 118.08 US dollars per the current rate per Google.
$120.
$120, like I said. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and one thing about the Troop
Thank you,
Builder,
JT.
and one thing about the Troop Builder 4-pack is I've seen it on sale at Target, but I have not seen it on clearance online or in store.
No, and
So, and it's been out longer than a lot of the buzzworthy stuff that would have already hit clearance.
yeah, and
Mhm.
I found the Troop Builder multi-pack on shelves in stores around Nashville. I have not seen one on any subsequent Target visit. Like, that did not sit around in shelf warm seemingly at all, which, like, that's good on the one hand. Like, that probably looks really good to Target's sales team that came through and moved and did good numbers like that for them. It's bad for us, though, because I still want more auto troopers.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for that to go to clearance, so I don't have it yet. So
I mean,
that was not
it's
my best move.
Yeah, it's still on Target's website whenever I look up Transformers, because sometimes, they'll run random sales and you don't even know until you look at the website. But it's still there at regular price, available for shipping, at least as when I checked the other day.
Well,
So
Well,
you-
Rob, you know what you need to do.
I must have picked mine up on a sale because I only
Yeah.
paid $56
Yeah, they
for
were
it.
they
Nice.
were right after they came out. Target ran a sale.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it was the 10 off 50 or 25 off 100.
It was
Or
both.
it was both.
They
Or
had both at once.
no,
Hey.
that or it was a Transformers only sale, because I did see some Transformers that was not normally that price, which
I-
did not equal to the sale price.
Ah.
It
Okay,
was
Yeah,
like,
there
what
might have been a sale on Transformers specifically at that time, and at the same time for toys in general, the 10 off 50 and 25 off 100.
yeah, that
'cause
was it.
I got one of
Bit
my
red.
Target. I got one of my Target purchase. Oh, that too. That was later though. No, with the Troop Builder pack though, when I was going around, I actually did buy $100 worth of stuff, buying the one Troop pack, and I got the 25 off plus a separate circle bonus on top of that, and the Transformer specific sale. So like, I got a pretty solid price for all that stuff I bought that day when I bought way the hell too much stuff that one day.
Nice.
Yeah, I really do hope that sold well enough that we get more because I love the troop builder concept. Like,
Yeah.
bring it on. There's still some off the wall stuff you can do.
Oh, totally.
I feel like
Remember
almost-
those
oh,
off-colored
sorry, Matt.
those off-colored battle charger decos from the
Devastation.
Devastation game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We've been waiting for those for 5-6 years now.
I feel like most of the buzzworthy line, especially the more recent one, have been pretty strong releases all told. So,
Not toe line.
well, I haven't gotten to a line, so
Also, I still want a junkie on Troop Builder Pack.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
that happen.
maybe with a couple of new parts to combine them in weird new ways.
Or yeah, like shuffle around parts between axle grease and scrap hook, like heads.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Trying my best not to make a Headmaster Sound Blaster joke.
New parts, part old
Yeah,
parts.
New Soundwave, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But Devastator pin set. I like
Yeah.
the fact that it's straight up the G1 box art basically, but
Yeah.
the line it looks like it's been re-inked or something. It's weird.
I like the packaging for them.
Oh, the packaging looks like a box set.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they went to that detail for this.
Yeah. It's really nice packaging. Like, if this was the thing I was going to get, those would never leave their box.
Never, ever, ever, ever.
No, that would be, that's your display piece. That, like, even on the back they have the like full packaging design on there, like it's one of the old G1 boxes. Like, it's really nicely detailed packaging. I kind of love that.
This
Yeah,
would be
that
some,
is pretty cool.
Yeah, this would be something I'd consider taking and putting on my desk at work.
Oh yeah.
Not that somebody's going to steal something from my desk.
And it is $100.
No, maybe I wouldn't. I was going to say, because if it got stolen from my desk, I wouldn't be hurting that bad, but not for $100. If it was $20, I would get it and put it on my desk.
I mean, even 35 maybe. No, I didn't realize that was $100. I like it a lot less now.
Yeah, me too. Universal Studios light up Bumblebee popcorn bucket.
This looks like the most ineffective popcorn receptacle I've seen in quite some time, and that includes all those various Rise of the Beast things, which were not all as well thought out as the semi-truck.
So the photo makes it look like it's in the store and not like at a restaurant.
Yeah, I think it's just something you buy at the gift shop, and then you can probably have it filled with popcorn at popcorn stations that I assume exist around Universal Studios.
I haven't been at Universal in forever. I don't remember popcorn stations. Like popcorn buckets like this seem to be a souvenir that you would get at a movie, but this is not a souvenir for a movie. So
That's because this one looks like it can only hold a handful of popcorn.
Well, I
It's
guess
not even like
I guess my thought is like, was this going to go somewhere else as like an actual popcorn bucket? In like they decided
it is the design from the Bumblebee movie.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
it's neat looking.
Apparently in the comments there's one that has been showing up overseas of in Universal Studios Beijing of a Grimlock, and it's kind of adorable.
Oh yeah, that is with the chrome teeth. That is adorable.
Yeah, the chrome teeth and the chrome arms, and I kind of would much rather have that, frankly.
yeah, the Grimlock is a winner.
Yeah, I hope that makes its way over here because it's great.
Yeah, pretty nice. I'm happy with my 2 Optimus Prime buckets. I don't need any more.
I'm glad
Yeah.
it's not amazing because I don't want it. Then I would definitely have to go to Universal next week.
I like the idea of the Ghost Trap popcorn bucket that I saw recently.
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
The next popcorn bucket I'm really interested to see, and it's off topic, but the Deadpool 3 popcorn bucket I heard is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, that was teased on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
So it's the ham sandwich of popcorn buckets
It's the ham.
it
in
is.
this context.
Yeah.
It is.
So Monogram Products, Transformers, Optimus Prime, classic figural bank. It's so small. Like it looks small.
Hmm.
What's this? Do we know the size on this?
I'm not sure, but it's probably small.
It looks like a shampoo bottle.
Yeah,
It is literally a Rotocast PVC bank.
Yeah, I was about to say, to be a bank, it's got to be hollow. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of similarities there.
So, like for a bank, what I want, and for my kids too, is something like I have a 4-gallon water bottle. I mean,
You
there's not
sure
much in it.
do.
There's not much in it, but like I want like a bank this size. I don't want a bank that's like 6 inches tall.
Also, obligatory, Brian, it's an audio podcast.
Yes. I did describe what it was.
I know, I
Yes.
know.
Instead of saying, hey, look at this.
Yeah.
So I described a 4-gallon water bottle. So
Yeah.
With what looks like about $12 and change in it.
not even $12.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, like a 6-inch bank does me or my kids no good. And it's not
Okay,
very cute.
Just for the record in terms of the Bumblebee popcorn thing, Wheeljack64 in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, says $35 with the first fill free, standard for theme parks in my experience.
So I mean, that sounds like that's conjecture, not confirmed. So maybe like theme parks tend to have lately, like here, get this themed cup, and you can fill it. You can fill it up at a station for $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing that with popcorn. I don't know.
Okay, the story does say $34.99, so yeah, that kind of tracks.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great.
Blade Runner said that they did an RC bucket like this, we could make Dawn something like a G.I. Joe Daniel to go in her head.
We could just put
But core class, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump to what we got this week. Transformers wise, Don, did you get anything this week?
Yes, I did. I shipped my Power Loot from Big Bad Toy Store, and I got the red Frenzy Red, the DNA design upgrade kit for Legacy Prowl, and I also got G2 MDLX Megatron.
Congratulations, Don. Do you love it?
Yes, I do. I don't have the original Megatron, but I knew of watching reviews. Some of the hip skirts are a little loose, but I think he looks great. The colors really pop. Does not have a Decepticon symbol. That's a little disappointing. Did not come with a G2 Decepticon symbol. But one thing I would like to show off, even though it's an audio podcast, is they did G2 the box.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures
very
of this.
nice.
Yeah, they did some
Show us
G2
the back, Don.
I am, because the back has him saying Megatron attack.
Excellent.
And there's a G2 style bio there as well. Just the fusion cannon and some extra hands, not a lot. Again, it's just the regular Megatron with the G2 skin, but there's some love put into this, getting the colors right.
Don, Wheeljack64 says the Decepticon symbol's on the left shoulder. Which actually would be consistent with the original toy.
You are right.
Because,
thank you very much. Because I was looking for one on the chest and I didn't see one, and I just can't get him in tank mode. So I don't know. But
refresh my memory on that real quick, Don. Is that design based on anything in particular? Because it just the shapes kind of remind me of the Studio Series concept art Megatron that I think is just starting to show up.
I don't know what Megatron they used for their original MDLX line. I'm not sure if that was just a generic Megatron that was amalgam of.
Yeah, I think it's just artist interpretation.
Okay. But again, I'm very happy to have him. He's going to look really good beside of my Super 7 G2 Megatron. So I'm really happy to have got one without having to go through middlemen and jump through hoops. And Hank, don't eat that. So yeah, that's all I got on topic this week.
Diecast?
I got Primus, but not the real Primus, the imitation Primus, the 01 Studio Cell, Studio Seed, however you say it. He's the same size as their Unicron, which was, I don't even know what they called that one. They're getting confusing. I'm confused.
Yeah, well, welcome to where we were 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I like it. It's really nice. It has a presence. The Alpha Trion as a headmaster is really nice, and you don't need to use the Alpha Trion. It comes with 2 different heads, and the Alpha Trion just kind of slips into one of the heads. I haven't even put it all together yet. Like, I took it out of the box, I messed around with it. It's really sturdy, it's really nice. but I haven't transformed it yet or put all the little pieces on it that you have to put on. But man, it's impressive. And I only want to transform it once. That's why I ordered a second one. So I only have to transform it one time to get it into planet mode. And then I'll have one in planet mode and one in robot mode. But I think that's all I got Transformers
You should order a
wise.
third one and keep it mid-transform.
Yeah, and
That, well,
then
that just looks like a broken toy at that point.
yeah, no. Then what you do is, and then you have someone do you up a start, change, finish signs, and you can put it above them on the display.
See, Don's using his brain
He's
tonight.
using his brain, yeah.
You know, somebody really should sell, start, change, finish signs, based on the old G1 packaging. I bet there's a market of weirdos for that. Like
Yeah,
us.
yeah, at least 5 of people.
Yes.
Let's see.
Although,
here.
if you had the setup to do that at home, you could totally get a little Etsy sideline going with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chris,
Nothing.
Rob,
Only ham.
I got nothing. I will have something next week. Should be here tomorrow. Okay, let's jump to ham sandwiches.
Did we
No,
ask
that's
Matt
okay,
yet?
Brian. I got nothing
Oh,
either.
I'm sorry. Matt's not on screen right now like he normally is. So I forgot you were here.
Well, I'm not on screen either, and you remember to ask
You're
me.
never on screen anymore.
And we have pictures, so.
That's true.
I actually, on my side, I only see people that are on video. So
It's
okay.
all right. I just take it very personally.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Nothing.
Okay. Ham sandwiches. Again, off topic. This is exclusive to patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Rob, what ham did you get?
Okay, got a few things. I got the high grade Zeta Plus C1 that I ordered from Bandai, Premium Bandai, back in July. Premium Bandai, basically, they take your money up front and then they ship the stuff when they say they are going to ship the stuff with I haven't had any delays yet, which is nice, but it's still long enough that you are basically your own secret Santa, because you are never going to remember that you ordered this until they get in your email and say, hey, you ordered this.
If this wasn't for patrons, the title of this episode would be Your Own Secret Santa, for sure.
The other thing I got from Sir Guy's free shipping sale a couple of weekends back is Hobby Japan put out for Mazinger Z's 50th anniversary this last year a guide to Mazinger Z toys. And I was hoping, to be honest, it would be a little more comprehensive, that it would go through like some of the small things, the candy toys, there's 50 years of just totally random, obscure things to explore there. And I was hoping for a really like comprehensive guide. What it is more a look at some of like the really interesting vintage things, and then an in-depth look at the various Soul of Chogokin and Super Robot Chogokin releases, which is actually still a very useful thing because there is no way in hell to keep all of those apart. There's so many. So, just actually having a photo guide to show you what the differences are between all of those and their various numbers and things, not the worst thing. Also, just because I felt like it, I got a catalog for Wonderfest 2020 because it was like a couple of bucks, and I like looking at catalogs to see what random stuff comes in there from small companies that we'd never heard of otherwise.
You mentioned the 50th anniversary of Mazinger Z.
Mm-hmm.
In 11 years, it'll be the 50th anniversary of Transor Z.
Yep. Yeah.
Just makes it all feel
Actually,
old.
is it 11 years? Yeah, this is the 40th anniversary of Transformers. Transor Z was, I think, the year before, so that makes sense.
Or year after.
Yeah.
It's a year somewhere along the timeline.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I remember watching Transor Z before I watched Transformers, but that is
Wikipedia says
I could be wrong.
85, so I'm just going by
Okay.
what Wikipedia says.
I could have sworn it was 83, but I could be totally wrong. Memory, the memory goes. But
Yeah.
there was something I was going to mention semi-related to that too, but it doesn't matter now.
Well, the memory goes.
Yes, the memory does go. Also trying to think if I got anything else this week, and no, that's about it.
Cool. Chris?
Nope.
Matt?
Well, thanks for remembering me this time. I bought myself another Marvel Omnibus. It's the first volume of Alpha Flight by John Byrne.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
But it finally reached a price on Amazon I was willing to pay for it. So that's it for me, though.
I don't think I realized that John Byrne wrote Alpha Flight. I mean, it makes sense. It's what, like X-Men adjacent?
Yes, it loosely an X-Men title.
Yeah. It's just interesting. I mean, and of course it was the 80s, and he was like he was the hottest writer at that time. He and like Frank Miller. So, Don.
A couple of things. One thing I forgot to mention on topic was I picked up a red Ultra Magnus for $10 on clearance at Walmart.
I'm sorry.
I forgot that
And
existed.
yeah, and while I was at that Walmart, I was checking through the collectible section, and they had the Super 7 GI Joe with Scarlet Snake Eyes with Timber, and it rang up on my phone at $27.
Walmart had G.I. Joe Ultimates?
Yes,
Yes.
they had.
It's fairly recent, but yes.
Yes, I've seen more. I've seen mostly those blue comic bats more than anything else.
And
And
I've seen a Cobra Commander, I think.
yeah, I've seen reports of that, just not one in person. And it was
that's in like the collector section up by video games, right? Not the toy
Yeah,
aisle.
yeah,
that's right.
yeah. And it scanned on my phone since there's no price scanners anymore at $27 and change. Well, I went to go get it, and they rang up at $55.96, and they said that because it's an online price, they will no longer match it. So I went and put it back and ordered it online and got it for $27.96.
Good.
Nice.
So I did that. That's also when I found the Ultra Magnus in the clearance section. But the off-topic one that I'm really glad to have picked up was Ghost Jaga from Super 7. I was really wanting to get the Jaga figure from them, but it was almost $16 shipping up front for the figure on top of the Super 7's regular price of $55. And I just wasn't going to pay $16 shipping for the figure. It just something about it kind of irked me. And then somehow Big Bad Toy Store had got them in at regular price, and I was able to power loot it for $4 with regular shipping. So I don't know how they got them, but I'm just really glad to have this Ghost Jaga for my collection.
That's awesome, Don. Anything else?
That's all I got off topic this week.
Backcast?
Yes, actually today, I've been looking for the Hero 9 Black in Walmart because it was around.
Is that
It
related
was
to Hero 6? What is this?
what's
Yeah,
that?
I have no idea what you're talking about,
What are you
Diecast.
I have no idea. What that is.
GoPro.
See, I don't-
Okay.
I don't think you said that. You just said Hero 9.
Oh,
that
did I?
or Plus or
I'm so
something.
sorry. But yeah, so I've been looking for that camera because it was on clearance for like $150 at Walmart, but every single Walmart that I've ever been never had it. Well, this Walmart that I went in today happened to have one, and I was able to pick it up. So it's the price I wanted to pay. I was just waiting to find one. I never thought I would. So I was kind of like, when I saw it, I was like, I'm buying it.
So, Diecast, I am like the last person who should be like, okay, what are you going to actually do with this thing you bought? But a GoPro is an action camera, isn't it? And you're not like generally the most action-oriented person I think of. No offense.
He's Blur.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't. Okay, but
Oh
he
my
hung out
God!
with him.
Strap that to his head at TFCon.
You
Well,
hung
yeah,
out.
Yes.
TFCon. No, just like Diecast. What? No, seriously. What is your plan with this new clearance GoPro that makes you so
You're gonna
happy
strap
with
it
it?
to your car.
That's one of the things I was considering. Car, motorcycle.
Not about the motorcycle.
Yeah. So there's some things I want to try with it.
Cool. Okay. Sweet. I got nothing. So I'm happy about that. Okay.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about not having anything for either segment this week too.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to have things, but they have to be on store shelves in order for me to buy them.
I got a
And that
pizza
just
today.
doesn't happen.
I got a pizza today. Does that count?
Bought a box of Reese's peanut butter puffs because it had Goku on it.
I got a
Nice.
$125 veterinary bill this morning.
Fun.
I had $800 veterinary bill last week.
Right.
So
Man, you were just topping everybody this week, Brian.
so I went and sold some gold. So actually, since this is the off-topic portion, I can share this. So there's a store called the Gold King near me, and I've always wanted to go into it. I know they buy and sell like golden coins and stuff. And I walked in, and it was just a window. Like you just walk up, and
Gold goes in, money comes out.
yeah, gold. Yeah, so because I've been using this basically as a savings account, and it was really odd because I've never done anything like that, and I walked out smelling of cigarettes. It was awful. But like I covered the veterinary bill, so yay, dog.
And
I remember. No, go ahead.
And I'm sure when Brian said it was called the Gold King, the same Simpsons screenshot
Yes,
popped into
that's
everyone's
exactly
head.
right. That's exactly right. I was so disappointed when I walked in. So I checked their website. It says, "Oh, we buy and sell action figures, vintage action figures. We buy Transformers, G.I. Joe, blah 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 blah." And I walked in, and it just smelled like cigarettes, and it was just a window, and it was like a junk pile in there. So
You'll have to just take a random Transformer you don't want in there, shove it in the window, and see how much money comes out.
I could. I could.
Okay, but have
Okay,
Diecast go
Diecast
with you with the
with
GoPro
the GoPro.
strapped
With
to his
the
head.
Yes.
Yeah.
This needs to be documented.
Yeah. So, but that covered the vet bill.
I'm just gonna imagine now Diecast with that thing like somehow strapped to the side of his head next to one of his eyes, and like just walking around like nothing going on. Anytime anybody asks about, no, that's just my old Google Glass. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's my 1994 Google Glass.
Yes.
I don't know, just from the description of the place overall, going in there with a camera sounds like a really great way to get a gun pointed at your head very quickly.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be a gun in there.
Oh,
Multiples.
no kidding. Like,
It's a giant pile of gold. What makes you say that?
Yeah. I know. So I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Hey, on this past weekend, we posted the first episode of the new There Goes My Money. It was great. Really enjoyed it. So, we'll post the public version, slightly tweaked, to our public feed Sunday evening, thereabouts. It'll post to our Radio Free Cybertron, all of our Transformers podcasts feed, as well as the existing There Goes My Money feed, which has been dormant for a few years. So if you're still subscribed to that, you'll get it.
and if you're not, you might want to, consider re-upping that because like I was on the original There Goes My Money a few times with Diecast hosting, and like this felt pretty similar to that. It also the process of recording that with the guys felt like me doing my old podcasts again. Like the back and forth on that was really similar to what I remember Superhero Time being like to record. Like it was really fun and nostalgic for me, and I hope that the people who listened to and enjoyed that and the one episode of Star Trek, I hope they will give a listen to There Goes My Money, because I think you will find something that you like there. Even just to listen to us back and forth with each other. It was a lot of fun.
It was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. So, and definitely encourage anybody out there who wants to be on.
Mhm.
If you're a patron at the touch tier, hit us up. Let us know, and you can be on. If you want to be on and you're not a patron, go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up at the touch tier, and you'll get it. You can be on. That's pretty much that's what it takes. All patrons, though, get an ad-free version of the show. When I say the show, I'm talking about RFC. And that, honestly, anything that we post to Patreon, you get an ad-free version. You get it a day early for RFC. You get it a week early for There Goes My Money. Posted a higher bit rate. RFC has a weekly Patreon-exclusive pre-show. So before the show, when we chat and interact with our Discord, that goes up as a podcast.
It was pure gold this week, I
yes.
tell you.
Oh yes. If we do an edit to RFC, if it's an edit, like if we're cutting down for time or something, we'll do an unedited version at our Patreon. Again, you get There Goes My Money a week early. Patrons at the touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money, and that will be recorded twice monthly. Touch patrons get to be mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. And if you're a patron as a touch tier, like, you can be on There Goes My Money. Like Kevin Dorsey. Kevin was on History on the Fives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot. So he could definitely be on There Goes My Money. I think he would be great at that. Tiger Forces Ninja Consultant, Jason Hiley, Eric Griffin, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Joey Russell, Joey was there, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob was there, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton was there, Jacob Owen-Lucia, and Sean Bratton. Boomer wasn't on, was he? I don't think so. I don't remember. He wasn't on There Goes My Money. He was always
I
fun.
can't wait till I'm home and I can be on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diecast, just go sign up and be a touch patron. And I'm kidding.
Yeah, Diecast doesn't have to be a patron to do it. So. But yeah, so if you want, definitely check out our Patreon at patreon.com/tfradio, and 100% of the funds go toward the production of RFC. Meaning it goes to Chris. And Chris helps produce RFC. Okay, so you can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net. We have podcasts going back 25 years. 25 years. 25 years. We have podcasts. I have several podcasts. Transformers. We have that one episode of Star Trek that Chris hosted. Superhero Time. The old version of There Goes My Money. New Soundwave, which was a video game podcast. We've got a lot. Definitely check that out. You can find us on Twitter at TF Radio, on Instagram at TF Podcast. And I think I created a Threads for us, which I haven't touched. So don't even bother with that. I don't like Threads. Maybe I'll change my mind, but eventually. But I don't care for Threads right now. You can find me personally on Twitter at bkilby. I'm trying to move most of my fun stuff. I'm getting more engagement actually on Blue Sky, which is at kilby.bsky.social. And Blue Sky is now open to everybody, so I would encourage you to go and sign up and flee Twitter. And of course, you can find my Happy Daily podcast and everything else I do at briankilby.com. Don, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be reached in two places. I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR, and I can be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC for EVR.bluesky.social.
I honestly thought that was like Sean or Bob or somebody doing a fake Don
Yeah,
account.
that would be great.
When I saw that, I'll be honest with you.
No, that's legitimately me. I don't go there a lot yet. I'm still trying to get everything sorted out, learning it. It's not too different than Twitter, but there's a couple of things like there's no DMs. So it's
I prefer that. I hate DMs.
Yeah, but it's also kind of
There's
hard.
no gifs.
It's
Yeah,
hard
there's
to
no-
bother me.
It's hard to conduct a Don deal on Blue Sky
Yeah,
without DMs.
it's going to cut into my business, man. It's going to cut my business. But I like it. It's streamlined. It just takes me getting used to. But I can be
Yeah.
found in both places.
Cool. Diecast.
You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see my reviews at youtube.com/RFC Reviews. One thing I got in those the other YOLO Park Rise of the Beast model
nice.
kit figures, and I forgot about them because I didn't take them out of the box or open them yet, and I need to do videos on all those, including the Megatron. They got an Optimus Prime coming out. I'm so hyped. I love these figures. But yeah, as soon as I am home for enough time, I will do these reviews. I also got some cool stuff from Icon the 3D printed stuff. Man, I'm butchering it, but I'll talk about that next week.
Good.
Cool. Matt.
melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Sweet.
That's where you can be sure to hear Matt talk about what he got this week when Brian passes over him.
I'm sorry, Matt.
I don't forgive you.
Be on Chris?
I am Chris RTXV on Blue Sky. You can find me, you can find the work I've done on the internet in the past at playwithphotography.com. I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist. Any purchases through there, besides making me a very happy boy, will also kick some money back to RFC through the affiliate program. And yeah, check, go to the There Goes My Money feed. Check me on the new There Goes My Money twice a month, and please come join us. I can't describe how much fun I had doing that.
Yeah.
Editing it was a little less fun because I am so out of practice with the audio editing. But the bike riding skill is starting to come back, so hopefully that will be smoother going forward as I remember my tricks and get all my presets and things sorted back out.
I definitely enjoyed listening to it, and again, the public feed version will hit Sunday.
Yes.
But if you want it the week early, or you're interested in being on, patreon.com/tfradio.
That's right.
Okay. Rob.
Before I get into my stuff, I just want to mention also for the Patreon stuff, you get the ham sandwiches segment of RFC.
Yes.
The off-topic stuff that we got, and we had a fun conversation during that this week. So, it's worth hearing.
It is.
Okay, for myself, I am on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. That's ostensibly, it's just me. It's technically connected to my YouTube channel Flailthroughs because I am Rob from Flailthroughs. That's what I do. And today at youtube.com/Flailthroughs, I put up a Valentine's Day special where I unbox and taste test Gundam-themed Valentine's chocolates from Japan. And they're really actually pretty good, and just they're very well done. Just some of the just stuff that is printed on them is just really, really sharp looking, and just there's little molded white chocolate, green chocolate Zaku heads and all sorts of other fun things. It's worth a look, and it's the only thing I've published in a while that's not directly related to Gundam Battle Operation. So if you don't play Gundam games, there's actually something on the channel for you now.
Was it supposed to be green?
What? Yes, it was.
Okay.
This stuff was all sealed when I got it, so there's a note in the video. It was all sealed when I got it. I am not eating used chocolates. Surugai is a great secondhand store, but they do carry new products too, thank God. Patreon.com/Flailthroughs if you want to support all of that, and if you just feel like sending me something, I have a wish list at tfradio.com/Claylist, which
tfradio.net.
tfradio.net/Claylist. Thank you. Brain gone.
Yeah.
And anything you get me off of that does throw a little bit of money back at the show.
Cool. John DeLuna, not here. At that John D everywhere. Everybody should follow John and send him some positive vibes. Also, Rob Springer, not here, at Rob Springer on Twitter, zonebase.org, and at zonebase.bsky.social.
Follow him and send him positive vibes too.
Yes, send us all positive vibes. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Oh.
Recording stopped.
Okay. People watching live, I want to kill the stream because it's late. I need to go to bed.
Yes, people are tired.
People are tired
and old.
And old.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Where's my damn turn off button? I got a
Now, you
button.
know what I think my problem is? I used to have a crappy bed at home, and I slept fine in hotels. Now I got a good bed at home,
Hotels.
and
Beds
I
suck.
sleep terrible at hotels.
Bye, YouTube.
I've never slept well in hotels, honestly.
I never sleep